Hi there. Good evening. Today is going to be actually my very first video, and it's going to be on how to emboss on photographic paper to create a wonderful 3D dimensional look. These roses are actually, if you can see, they're really quite extended. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful three-dimensional look. And you can't push it in. I've remedied this through a technique I'm going to show you today. There are other techniques that use things like cotton balls and other things, which is fine on softer paper, I think, but on this heavier photographic paper, I think you really need something more substantial, so you can't accidentally push it in like if you were shipping it somewhere to a friend. So that's what we're going to do today. And I hope you enjoy this video. So let's get started. First of all, let me say that the images I'm using today, and I have a variety of them here, but there's this wonderful woman. Her name's Nika, and her website is Vintage by Me is the name of it. You can see her on Etsy, you can see her on Facebook, and I believe Twitter. She also has her own videos, and she is an artist. She's just amazing. When you go to see her YouTubes, you'll be very impressed. I know I was. So all I'm going to do is use her designs, which are fabulous. They make wonderful cards. And what I want to do is emboss. So again, it's a very thick material, so you can't see through it, not very easily. So what we want to do is first take a piece of paper, just any old piece of paper, and we're going to use just like a lead pencil, unless you happen to have carbon paper. If you have carbon paper, you won't need to do this, just use that, but since I didn't have any, I just used a number 2 pencil, and we're just going to scrape over it. I'm just making basically my own carbon paper. So then you take your roses, and again, the back is blank. So we're just going to put it right there. We just need to get that image transferred to the back. I also use a variety of other tools. These are styluses, and these are by, the white ones are actually, I believe, Martha Stewart's. And these, I know they belong to somebody, but I don't know who makes these, but they're very nice. But they're a little bit more wobbly, so you have to be careful so you don't break them. So I'm going to use a small, not too tiny, not like a, don't want to poke it through, but about that big. And all I'm going to do is outline the parameter of this rose. And all I'm doing, also in the area here where there's a couple like leaves, or petals I should say. And we're going to go this way. So I'm just going to do this real quickly here, as quickly as I can. The trick is to not press so hard that you break through the paper, because you could do that. So just enough to get an indent so you can see. Okay, another one right over here. It's kind of hard at this angle for me because I can't really see that well, the way the lighting is, so I'm doing my best here. It may not be perfect, but you'll see it just makes an amazing result. On the other side, all we're doing here is getting that carbon to come across on the other side, so you'll have something to visually work with when you start embossing. And I think maybe one more there. Okay, I think that's it. Now, I left the leaves alone. I just think it's nice to have the contrast between the flat leaves and the flowers pushing out. I just love that image. It's so pretty. Okay, so now we take that paper away, and ta-da! See the back? I hope you can see that. You got a little bit of that carbon came on, or the lead from the pencil shows through. Now you can emboss. And I'm using my embossing pad here. I'm going to use this. We set that on. And now we want to go to a larger stylus. So we're just going to go like this, and I'm going to give a pretty good push on it. And what you're doing is you're just breaking those fibers up. And I mean, this is nothing new to a lot of you. I'm pretty new to all this, so bear with me if I'm boring you. Easy to click to a new video. So there we go. I should have probably got a pedicure before I started all this. Not a pedicure, manicure. These old hands. I was out working pulling out blackberry bushes today by my hands, and so they got kind of beat up. And the only other thing is I'm old, so it's showing in my hands. Let's see here. Okay, I'll do a little bit more. And these big ones, this big area here, I'm going to go back over it in a moment with those bigger styluses, because I don't want to leave all that indentation there. And almost done. That's kind of boring watching this part. I might edit this out a little bit once I learn how to edit. Oops, one more. So anyway, you get the idea. And there's another little trick here I'm going to show you, that we're going to use some other different substance instead of a cotton ball. Because a cotton ball to me is just not on this paper. And one of the reasons I'm pressing so hard is this paper is heavy. It's heavy duty stuff. But it just makes such beautiful images. Okay, there you go. So you can see how it pushes it out. I was going to do a little bit bigger one here on this one, just to make it a little smoother. I'm really pushing hard. Just wanted a little smoother look. That's better. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to flip it over, set it over here for a moment. And this stuff, this is called Durham's Rock Hard Water Putty. It sticks, it stays put, and it will not shrink. Copeland. Oh my gosh, I got it at Copeland's. My goodness. Anyway, it's for plastic repair material in a powder form, so it's plastic material. You can use it on wood, you can use it on a variety of things. The only thing I'd recommend on this is you might be able to find something similar, I'm sure you could, in white. This is not actually white. This is a different color. It's not too bad, but when it dries, I'll show you what it looks like when it dries. It dries this color. So it doesn't show through at all on your card because it's such thick material. So for instance, you can't tell that it's underneath there at all. It doesn't show at all. But if you wanted to, you could look for one that is a putty. Similar stuff that is a putty that's white instead of this kind of cream color. But for today, we're going to use the cream color. And this is basically a 3-to-1 ratio. So we're just going to go 1, 2, that's quite a bit there. Don't need much. Now for this tiny card, I'll have to do 2 or 3 cards later to use it up. Don't like to waste things. Now we're just going to add just a little bit of water, and I don't want to put too much because it's, again, I don't want to have to keep adding more and more stuff to it there. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so that obviously I need a little more water. So let's do a little more. Just a smidgen. Oh, I probably got too much water. Anyway, it's just a judgment call. You just have to keep playing with it till you get the right consistency. This is way too wet. So you want it thicker than that. So I want to make sure I get it all mixed up in there first before I add more. Okay, yeah, that's too liquid. So we'll add maybe one more spoonful. One more. And see what that does. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay. That looks pretty good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take a little slop of it and I'm just going to dab it on there. And just like you're frosting a cake, the top of a cake, I'm going to move that out of the way. Just like you're frosting a cake, you're just going to use your spatula and rub it around. Now, as it starts to dry, it'll pick itself up, so you just get it on one layer and let it dry. That's all you have to do. That's slick, a little sloppy, but I'm telling you, the end result is great. See, it's starting to pick up. So you gotta, now it's time to leave it alone. And I'm just gonna let it dry, set it off to the side and dry. And I would definitely wipe the stuff up before it dries on your spatula. So that's it. Now, in the end result then is this. And it has, if you get it on the side, just pick it off. And I've handled this quite a bit, and it hasn't popped out or cracked or anything. So it just does an amazing job. Anyway, again, the credits on all of the beauty of this goes to Nika. I figured out the technique on making it a heavier embossed on this type of paper, but Nika is totally the one to commend on the beauty of the rose, and her combination of things are just really pretty. So my next one is going to be this guy, the little elephant. He's cute. And it'll be fun glitzing him up with lots of bling. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it was informative. Bye. Happy crafting.